Hi, for 89U Musicview, I'm Joanie Evenson.
And I'm Mike Doogan.
And we're here tonight with the Fleshtones.
Hi, I'm Marek. I play bass with the band.
Hi.
Peter.
I'm Peter Zaremba, back cleanup.
How long have you guys been together?
I would say at least 4 years.
Really?
In the present sort of condition.
First, before we really get into this, why don't you let everybody know who isn't here from the Fleshtones? Keith and...
I don't think Keith is here, do you see?
No.
Keith Strang, the guitarist, isn't here. And our new drummer, Bill Milheiser, isn't here either.
Keith's off in a pyramid club somewhere.
Yes, he's involved in pyramid things.
Scam.
So, have you both been with the band since its inception?
Yes.
4 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, Mark's actually been with it before that even.
Yes, Keith and I had the mere beginnings of a band at one point, and Peter came along and sort of the thing solidified, and we got a drummer. Keith and I used to trade off on drums in the very beginning, and sort of,
Those are basement days.
fun time parties.
You were a three-man outfit at first, then.
Yes.
How has your sound changed or evolved since then?
We got some new equipment, didn't we?
Yeah. we basically just fleshed it out in a way, but
Your tones?
yeah. Basically, to a large degree, we've pretty much stuck to certain aspects that we still sort of believe in, a certain sort of sound
And
that we've tenaciously hung on to.
And involved with a lot of reduction of things that we were originally starting out with. We've culled out a lot of it in the past couple of years.
We're reductivists,
Yes.
definitely.
What is your
Vivisection.
sound? What's unique about it?
Well, I think there's a lot of innocence in it. I think it's not as with the music that we've always admired the most is a very innocent sound, rooted in certain things that were done in the 60s and 50s. Very usually the most basic sort of forms of rock and roll, and that's the forms that we've sort of picked up on.
Kind of boy loves girl, kind of fun.
Whether you're having fun or not, it's the sound is sort of the guys the guys who had the lucky break, and then disappear or whatever back to the basement or whatever. We've been tagged with the garage sound or whatever, and I guess the Clash have been tagged with that too, and a few other people. But I think we're the true verificators of that sound.
Do you do mostly original material or
Yes.
remakes?
Yes, we do.
We try to throw in as often enough a cover that we really like. And,
We've covered them all, actually.
What's your favorite cover?
I don't know, Mark. What's your favorite cover?
my favorite cover that we've done.
Run, Run, Run.
Yeah, I would say it was Run, Run, Run.
Run, Run, Run by the Gestures.
That was a lot of fun to sing. It was real
Obscure
real nice.
Soma.
You still do it?
No, we usually drop them really fast and let other people pick up on them a year later or so, and get hits and whatever.
How many different kind of variations has the Fleshtones been through in the past couple of years?
Well, the ranks are growing of people that used to be with the band.
Yeah. We should have brought a chart, family
Yeah.
tree chart. There's so many people in and out and whatnot. But Keith, Marek, and myself really have been the steadfast members.
Did you officially break up at one time about a year ago or even longer ago?
No, we unofficially
never officially.
Never
we
officially?
unofficially broke up several times along the way. At various points of
as often
despair.
as we could.
Has that helped when you come back together as a group?
Has it helped?
Yeah, your time away from one another.
Yes, we enjoy the time away from one another.
Are you still doing things musically though, in a different vein, or?
Yeah, well, we're involved in we go off, get involved in other things, but we always come back and it's always somehow the same force. There's still the true
Well,
vindication.
We got a better force now. We got a new drummer, and he's very good.
Yeah.
After a long time of trying out drummers and sticking with them for a while and then having them not work out, and finally I think we've settled on one. He's real solid.
So you now have a permanent band then?
Yes.
You're now together for good now, right?
Yes. Oh, definitely we are. We've organized professionally, and I think the bond is really permanent now.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
Just a little
okay.
lapse right there, mental lapse we went through. Your first record contract with Red Star.
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of Red Star.
My
Never heard of
memory
that?
has failed me.
These rumors are unfounded.
Yes, we did have one. Yeah, we did actually.
Was that supposed to be? Was there something promised that never happened? Like you were supposed to have 3 singles and an album, or an album? And
Well, it just didn't work out. Put it that way.
Yeah.
The one single, the one single
Signals
that was
crossed,
released was good. A bit late, I think. You know, it was released quite a bit of time after it was recorded, but it just never worked out, and that's that. You know.
that was Critical List.
Yeah, and American Beat, which got us international fame.
It did. Did you get international fame, like big over in Europe or something?
No, just a little, press here and there.
So that people knew about you.
I think so.
The name was probably bandied about.
The name
a
was
little
knocked
bit.
about in certain circles.
Were you happy with that record?
It did more than I thought it would. You know, put it that way. It did more than I thought it would. You know, but we're never happy. We're
Yeah.
always moving ahead.
I thought the production was
We're always
somewhat
moving ahead, Mark.
lacking, but
Mark, we're always moving ahead.
Yes. what record? What's this you're talking about?
Okay, and speaking of moving ahead, why don't we hear a song from the Fleshtones right now?
I wish we could.
Why don't we play a song called Fascination?
One of our favorites, one of our first songs.
Just to hear,
So
probably.
we know what's going on.
What makes
Spacing.
that song when it... Start again.
What?
What?
Did you say something?
What makes that song one of your favorites?
Oh, it's one of our first songs. I think it's as bad as, if we're talking about basic sort of music, that's about as basic as it's going to get, in a way.
You know, like how you strip down a car or something to make it light. You drill
it's a
holes
go-kart.
and stuff. Yeah.
It's a go-kart.
A go-kart. Yeah.
Who wrote the song?
I wrote that song. That's the first song I ever wrote. That's why I like it so much. And it's one of the first songs we ever performed in one of our basement soirees many, many years ago. I believe it was for it was Memorial Day party that we had. We performed 4 or 5 songs with Mark and Keith switching off instruments constantly, going from bass to drums back again. And I've always liked it.
Were you known as the Fleshtones at that certain gig?
Yes, we were. We were already known as the Fleshtones at
How'd
that
you come
point.
up with that title?
Well, I went to a school in Manhattan, and we were studying art there, and I guess it was sort of a type of pun that we'd come up with. We figured that the idea of tones was so, at that point, so archaic
Yeah.
and so outdated that it was perfect to use, for the band, because it was sort of really out of use at that point. And then the pun of Fleshtones, and it's like a triple level pun of some sort. It stuck with us. We tried to get rid of it a few times, but it just stuck with us.
Even though that Fascination was your first song, it hasn't been available till now in the 2x5, Red Star 2x5 collection.
As most of our material hasn't been.
And this will have been out by the time it's on the air.
Yes, it should be.
And
Hopefully.
it has a couple of your songs. And who else is on the compilation?
The Bloodless Pharaohs, who I don't know if they're together at this point, but they really did some excellent tracks. The Coma Teens, the Student Teachers, and the Revlons, who we like a whole lot, who are also
Very much in the same vein as we are.
we like them a whole lot. They're good guys.
Peter did the cover, as a
and
matter
I
of
did
fact.
the cover of the record.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
Not the white one that we saw.
Yes.
That's very good.
Very clever,
The
right?
handwriting is his, yeah.
What's the cover?
Well, as you can see here, I'm holding it up.
Uh-huh.
It has these rocket
King's
bursts.
new cover.
Right, it has these rocket bursts,
Gorgeous.
multicolored rocket bursts on it. And in each rocket burst, there's a photograph, black and white photograph of each band. And
Did you do those photographs? They're really good, clear.
no, those were actually submitted by the various photographers that work with the various bands. And these little colored dots here streaming down from the sky, and little rocket ships and stuff.
It's your basic firecracker pack motif.
Yeah, it's a celebration, sort of explosive celebration, the release of this incredible record.
And it's called 2x5.
It's called 2x5.
Marty Thau presents.
Marty Thau.
Marty Thau present. Well, Marty Thau produced this whole album?
He was the executive producer, but he hired Jimmy Destry of Blondie
Fame.
Yeah.
to actually produce the record. And he did, I think, a really incredible job.
So then did he produce Fascination?
He sure did.
Mhm.
He more than produced it. There might be some presents here and there, but he produced the entire record, I think, in a very short time, and I think he did a great job.
Are you happier with this than with the single?
Yes, but we're much, much happier with it, and we think these things should have happened a long time ago in a way, but we're already trying to move on to our next coup, whatever that may be, in whatever part of the world we wind up in.
Are you ready to expand? Are you ready to move on?
Well, yeah, I've been gaining weight, and yeah, we're ready. We're ready. We've been ready for a while. We've been ready for quite a while.
Have you been out of the New York area much? As a
Not
band?
recently.
No, we used to tour quite a bit.
We used to tour the Northeast, but we're back on footing now. We're back on that footing now. We're really going to just go out there and do it, because we think, it's a case of bringing the world around to you in a way, and things have come around to us in a way. As far as what we've been doing, and we haven't had to wash any crazy color out of our hair or anything. We're all right. We're set up okay.
So you're pretty well set. You have a pretty good following in New York.
Yeah, I think we're pretty.
They're nice kids.
Pretty damn loyal.
I remember reading the Soho News a couple of weeks ago. They said that you were the best of the New York local bands. They said you were great at Danceteria the other week. I don't know if you saw that.
We were. Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, I saw.
We played there, and we it was a lot of fun, but that's always been our direct attack, and it's always been part of what we've done, and people have always appreciated it, and they're our friends. These people are just
Plus,
our friends.
playing is so fun, and you really put a lot of energy into the performance, because that's why we're doing it, basically.
It goes back to that Zacherle's disco teen sort of approach. That
Okay, why don't we play another song from the Fleshtones? This is a song called Shadow Line.
Okay, great. Well, that record is, I think, one of our more proficient numbers, and it's going to be released in Britain as a single very soon, if not already. And it's sort of that one's sort of technical sounding, the technical side of the band.
Is that was that the band's technical side, or was that Jimmy Destry's?
It was sort of
side,
To a large extent, it was Jimmy. He wanted, as he's said in a couple of interviews, he really wanted to see what he could do in a studio with a lot of these bands that really had pretty raw sound, but had a lot going for it.
But all the weird stuff was us. And
yeah, a lot of
the weird double speed guitar stuff.
interesting
All us.
touches.
Does Jimmy play on that song?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know? You can't remember?
Yeah, we can't remember any of that. We can't remember if any people signed with other labels played on any of this stuff.
Oh, well, that doesn't exist then. It didn't happen. So, do you have any plans for the rest of the summer? Are you going to be?
What?
What's the matter, Greg? I have to get closer to the microphone. Technicality.
You're the pro.
So that gets edited out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Come on. All right, we got some
a
plans.
major part of the interview. So, what are your plans for later on in the summer?
Well, we'd definitely like to go back into the studio, cut another 45.
I think I'll take a vacation at some point.
Take a little vacation and just get back there and start
Like to
playing.
go swimming.
Right. We've go fishing a few times.
Yeah.
We really think that at this point we're reorganized. We're writing a lot of new material, and so we're just going to go back out sort of fresh. New drummer and stuff was really wonderful.
Yeah, everything's really looking real nice from the structural point of view, and now we have to really do a lot of musical push.
Right.
All our systems are go at this
You
point.
have a lot of material that is unrecorded material that you're just dying to get in there and record?
Oh, there's tons of it.
We
There
have
really
a
is.
backlog.
A backlog of 4 years. It's quite a backlog. There's just plenty of stuff. And plus playing is sort of the thing we enjoy the most.
Yeah, a lot of the material that we used to do, we would drop a song very quickly, mostly out of our own particular boredom, and you still have people calling out for these songs, and that we just sort of don't
Haven't
do
played
anymore.
in 3 years.
Yeah.
Do you like the club circuit in New York?
It's wonderful. It's okay.
We go all over the
It's
place.
better. It's 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 better.
Clubs are really like starting to pop up all over the place.
Well, the real clubs will survive, and the others will be weeded out.
It's more interesting for you to play around here than to tour?
No, it's much more interesting to leave the city in a way. Because I mean, we've played here. We've been playing here so much. It's always fun to really like when we went out to the M80 festival in Minnesota. And you weren't with us, Mark, when we went out there.
When was that?
Mark was home fishing.
Mark cut open, stitched up. That was in the fall, and it was at the Walker Arts Center. They held a really wonderful festival of new wave, what they called no wave bands and stuff like that. And it was just incredible playing to like a really huge audience. And it was a wonderful weekend, and it was just great.
Good response?
I would say.
Did people know who you were?
Yeah, from the 45.
Yeah, the name's been all over the place, and the press has been real favorable, but no one's ever really seen us, you know.
So here we go. Do you see us now?
Well, I can see it, and you look really good. You must sound even better over the radio.
Who else are you listening to now?
Oh, I don't know. Carrasco's a good guy, right? The King.
John King.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff around now, a lot of good funk. And,
yeah, I mean, music hasn't been better in New York, certainly, ever, in a way.
Just recently, speaking of funk, it seems like there's recently been like kind of a resurgence of that kind of stuff, like James Brown playing New Plaza. And
oh yeah, he's the king. He is without rival.
It always seems like I don't want to say it's bigotry or whatever, or a cultural gap or lapse or something, but it takes about 10 years or so for most people in a way to sort of catch on to what the black audience catches on to. So now people say, well, disco, it was no good, but maybe that will be a little better understood by a lot of people. And now funk is being really understood and appreciated for what it did, keeping alive like the true sensual sort of dance feel in rock and roll music.
It's got a lot of that spirited innocence that we are really
that extension
into
of R&B that it kept alive during what I consider the dark ages of rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Which was when?
Oh, I think it's 1969 to 1975, and music like that really kept things going, kept alive, and now it's being assimilated a bit, and
nice word.
And being a little bit more understood. And I think it's about time that people, gave the right tip of the hat to people like James Brown.
Or think you have any of this kind of funk in your performances?
Oh, we get down once in a while.
We do. I must say I've been particularly inspired. I went and saw
funk.
Chaka Khan and the Brothers Johnson and everybody up at Radio City Music Hall. And I would say we were one of the few white kids in the audience, and it's something they should really be into because it was so great. And it was like, and I'm learning how to play slap bass. I was blown away by
the old process
Johnson.
of ripping off the blacks,
No, totally inspirational. It was orgasmic.
They're incredible.
They were great.
Just incredible.
Do you like to kind of go nuts on stage and just get loose?
Oh, I know. We always have, we've always been in touch.
Oh, when we played here at Loeb Student Center.
Infamous Battle of the Bands.
Infamous Battle. It was great. They put 2 cases of beer in our dressing room, and we hit the stage like a meteor.
Was that
this year?
Haley's Comet.
This was about a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yes, it was a really wonderful show.